Hey guys, since a lot of people are going to be asking about Battle of Africa 3 finals, spoiler, we lost 5-4 in the end. A lot of people will be asking about the games, the draft, all that stuff, so I just want to just quickly comprise everything into one short video and let you guys know so you don't have to ask the questions in chat every 5 minutes. Okay. So game 1 was Drysocatra. Fun fact, we had never trained this map once the whole tournament. We actually banned it in every series up until now, and we hadn't tried it once in training. But against AM, we felt like it would be better to maybe ban Colosseum, for example. The cat trying to get up on my lap. We will not allow that. Go away. So yeah, this was the first time we played the map, the first time we tried this, and it worked out perfectly. So that was pretty cool. So obviously we went off to a good start. I think we were all feeling quite good. Savannah, I think, was a very close game. I think we had a better opening, came out of the opening ahead. But at some point, I haven't rewatched the games, by the way, so I could be wrong. I'm just basing this on my feelings, where I thought we were in a decent spot in the opening here. But I think when MBL got a forward castle up on Jordan's base, that's when it all started becoming a real pickle. Obviously, later with the fast imp as well made it quite difficult because they all went to me after you went to fast imp. It was a bit difficult, but I think I could have maybe made a better second castle to stabilize the situation a bit more and minimize their movement. But yeah, I still think overall I came out with a healthy villager count in the end. But when when MBL got the forward castle on Jordan's face, that was a bit hard to come back from. Also, they have Vietnamese, which I think helped a lot because their Imperial skirms was able, like, as long as, because I was put behind as the pocket, so they could go Imperial skirms on the flanks, and that was a nice move by them. Magrib, we had a really, we had this strategy for a while already, but even in training, we had talked about it when we knew this should be a 6 strategy, but we didn't want to show it to anyone. So we didn't even show it to our opponents in training. What we did essentially was that we had Spanish go forward on the minerals on the bottom half of the map. For those who don't know the map, it's pretty much like, oh, that doesn't work. Never mind. There's like all the stone and gold is in the bottom. There's food and shortfish in the middle, and there's wood on top. Our plan was that Spanish player goes forward on the minerals, makes a tower rush, and then starts taking stuff there. And then he would drop a castle forward, which would cause so much problems. Most teams made castles at home, right? Which means there's a long distance to the opponents. It's not as chaotic. But if you get a forward castle, that's where it gets really wild. And it's so much harder for them to defend if there's a forward castle with conquistadors. So yeah, we kept that hidden until the finals. We still went forward on the wood line on top because we had that we also knew would be good. We wanted to keep the conquistador forward thing secret. So yeah, Magrib also went very well. There was some pressure there on my base in particular in mid to late castle age, but we came out of it ahead. Tato had a great boom and could switch to eagles and just raid everyone to death. Was a perfect strat for a doubt castle, exactly. True. A bit risky to have doubt be the one doing that, but yeah. We felt good about it. Canyon Lake as well. It's a map we were not sure about throughout our practice. We went a little bit up and down like how we feel about the map, but I think we settled on something quite nicely there. Jordan trained a build for that where he did really well on the flank. Tato going forward was... We got so much value from his forward there. We didn't expect to get that much value either. Then I could just do my thing from pocket, so it was nice. Donut was a map where we expected to lose this game because they had Britons. So we knew it was going to be really hard. But we were hoping we could get doubt Koreans on Britain's Leary. I think if the flanks were reversed, Italians have a good matchup against Khmer, and Koreans would have been able to deal with Britons. We wanted doubt to go forward on the Britain's player and place towers and take control there, so the Britain's player couldn't utilize his range and the crossbow mass as well. So that was a bit unlucky that we got those that we didn't get. I mean, it was a 50-50, right? It could have been either way. Like we were aiming for Britons against Koreans. We didn't get it. It would have been tough either way because they had Cuman's Pocket, and Cuman's Pocket just pulls so far ahead in that map. So it was a risk we took. Even if the flanks were switched, there's a chance we wouldn't have won that game anyway. But yeah, they played very well, obviously, and they closed that one out. So we had 3-2 score entering the second draft. And I think second draft as well, I think we got a very good draft there. African Springs, I think, was total brutal domination, as you say. Felt like everything just went perfect there. We had an idea of how we wanted to play that. We hadn't really showed that in practice either because we thought it was just going to be so good that we didn't really want to show it even to our opponents, because if we show something that we think is the best to our opponents in training, they might use it in their matches in the tournament, and suddenly the strategy is out there. I think Donut, speaking of that, like Doubt's first castle was way too ambitious. He didn't have to make it in the face of MBL. He could have made that more safe and home with his towers and whatnot. So there was a bit of a Doubt castle there. But yeah, African Springs, I think this was maybe my best performance in the game, in the tournament. I think I played great from the Magrib pocket there, but our strategy as a whole worked out perfectly. Doubt going forward with the towers on Leary and then onwards to the pocket. My Senna was giving all the strats to us. Not my fault. Also, Japanese might be the best civ on this map. So we felt like if Japanese is just doing their thing, Magrib's pocket is very solid, and then Bulgarian's Doubt does his thing. It was a great strat, and it worked out. We were up 4-2, we were feeling great. But this game is where I personally started feeling a lot of fatigue. Obviously, we had played 6 games in a row now, on full focus. I can tell that I'm not the young buck I was anymore. Even African Springs, I think, even though I think I played very well personally, I also felt it there. But Granbara, I noticed I started getting housed more. I think I was housed probably like 7, 8, 9 different occasions in this map. While on the previous games, I think I was housed very little. And yeah, we lost Granbara. I think, again, they had Cuman's Pocket. Again, we were aiming for Tato being Berbers against Vikings. We wanted Berbers to be... We wanted to have Italians against Koreans. Because then the Italians guy could probably just go Genoese crossbowman. Yeah, in hindsight, we should have probably just gone Camel Archers with Tato instead of the YOLO play. But yeah, it is what it is. It didn't work out. We obviously felt that it was going to be hard to counter Cuman's Pocket there anyway. But again, we would have liked the flank position to be swapped. But yeah, in hindsight, the only thing in hindsight I would say that game was that I think we should have just went with Tato playing standard. To explain what Tato was doing that game, well, he was gonna just go and make a chaos on the first flank and then move on to the pocket to try and disturb the Cumans as well, to allow Hindustanis to kind of get a good lead. But I think I made some misjudgments there as well. There was one fight we took in early Imp where I swear I saw my camels turn into heavy camels, and therefore I told Jordan that we should fight, because Hera still had knights at that point. Turns out my eyes betrayed me, and they were still just regular camels. So that was a horrible fight for us in the end. I think in hindsight, I mean, we obviously discussed the games afterwards. In hindsight, I should have just kept all my camels alive. We didn't have to fight. I should have gone Imperial camels and then just gone over and raided Hera. Because with the Tato pressure on the outside of Hera's base, Hera also had most of his farming in the middle, which means that if I just went with my Imperial camels and raided, I would have probably been able to just eliminate Hera's economy completely, because he doesn't have counter units to my Imperial camels. Hera was 10 seconds from cavalry when you engage. Yeah, exactly. I thought I had heavy camel, so I told Jordan, let's fight. But I didn't have heavy camel or the last armor upgrade, so it was a horrible fight for us. That's also where I feel like the fatigue kicked in a bit. But yeah. So after that, Desert Slope, they obviously closed the game out in the end. Tato was too far behind, MBL entered the game, and then it was impossible from there on. Desert Slope, I feel like we had, honestly, this was our win. We had a 6 strategy here that went perfectly on Tato's side. Jordan, I think in this, like, just to explain where I think the strategies went wrong here, we wanted Pocket, Teutons, and Mongols to play in the middle. But on this day, yesterday, we also trained a new build order to chop out to the outside very fast. And so Tato did it perfectly with Celts, but Jordan was trying to do that at the same time as playing through the middle. And I think that's where we went wrong initially, because Jordan ended up with having to focus on too many things at once. Which means that he was a bit sloppy in the micro in the center. He lost like 2 or 3 archers to their starting scouts. Doubt lost a scout as well to them. And I think since Jordan was also trying to do the new build and focus on the outside, it became a bit too much, so he fell a bit behind. I think if Jordan just played what we had done in training, like we had won every game in training on this map, I think except one with this approach we did. And we had an improved build for Tato for this game. So I think if Jordan just played the center like we planned, he would have been in a way better spot and had less mistakes himself. Doubt, solid opening with Teutons, obviously. They had a decent spot, but there was one point there was miscommunication between Doubt and Jordan. Because Jordan told Doubt that he's going to drop a castle and go Magrib, but Doubt didn't hear it. Doubt thought they were continuing to make units and put pressure in the middle, which also means that Doubt dropped a TC in the middle, which was super exposed, obviously, considering he was by himself. If Doubt processed that Jordan told him he's going Magrib, Doubt should have just backed off from the middle, put TCs on the outside, and taken it from there. Obviously, once Doubt puts the first TC in the middle, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. But that translated to them pressuring that and then going to Doubt space, and that's where Doubt messed up completely. He didn't get the walls in time. He got into his base and he was down to like 25 or 26 villager at some point. And yeah, that was a bit painful. Now, even after Doubt loses the middle TC in the center, we're still in a great spot, I think. But it's when they get into Doubt space and they kill all his vills, I think that is when the game is completely lost. Because even though Tato has a... By the way, Tato on this game, he did exceptionally well with the approach. He knocked Hera off wood, he knocked Lyria off wood, and he controlled the outside there while getting a huge equal lead himself. So he was in a fantastic spot, and this is why I think we had a strategy win. It was just a miscommunication and mistakes that happened between Jordan and Doubt that threw the game for us. Also a bit unlucky because Lyria did a clever move. Lyria went and took wood between him and Tato, which is where Tato did not have outpost or vision. So Lyria was still able to take wood at some point. Yeah, but yeah, this is the game that really, truly, like, we had, in my opinion, way better civs, especially for late game. And our strategy was, I would say, way better. But there was the errors in execution and communication that led to us losing this. And this was the game we were supposed to close out the series. Because when we entered, after the first 5 games, and we entered the second draft, our mindset was also, hey, we just have to win 2 games, right? So we knew African Springs, we had fantastic plan and civs, and at Desert Slope. Those were the 2 games we were supposed to win. But yeah, again, yeah, Desert Slope is the one that is going to kick our butts for a while, because that's the one where we truly should have won. In hindsight, I think I should have maybe played this as well. I don't know, you guys asking, why did I not play the game? Like I said, after Granbara, or even during Granbara, I felt super fatigued. Because we got like a 5-10 minute break after this game. I just went to the couch and I laid down and I felt like, wow, I'm exhausted. So when we came back, we were discussing here and I was like, I feel exhausted, I'm tired, but I still want to play. But if you're feeling refreshed and 100% ready and good to go, you might play better than me this game. Because the pocket game approach here wasn't really that difficult to execute. It's just going scouts into Knight's regular play. So it was like refreshed out, feeling good, should do better than me exhausted. Which is where it kind of went wrong as well. I think the biggest issue was Tato and Jordan's communication was not the best. And I think if there's one thing I do better than Doubt as the pocket, it's the communication part. So in hindsight, if I play this game, either in place of Doubt or Jordan, I think we would have probably won. Maybe. It's obviously a speculation, but you know. But I was thinking that it might be better for the team if they play, if they're feeling good, and I'm feeling like fatigued. So I got a bit of a break at least. We came into beach fight. We had okay civs. We obviously knew they had good civs. We had okay civs as well. I think we had maybe even the sims. Like, let's say we have the same civs-ish. I had a really awkward map here with a nasty hill right in front of 2 of my golds. Again, I haven't rewatched the games. I didn't know exactly how it went over at Tato's side. I can only speak on my side. I had 2 golds forward, and there was a hill right in front of that gold. And me and Doubt couldn't really team ball in front of it, so the decision was, okay, I'm just gonna go fast feudal, secure a stone wall a little bit further forward, and so I can have access to gold. But yeah, they were able to break through my stone wall in feudal age right before I hit castle age. And after that, it was just like uphill battle. I didn't feel like I could have done any more. I didn't feel like I had any chance of holding that. I could have maybe invested 2-3 villages to try and wall more behind. But I personally thought that we would be that I would hit castle age and get more HP on my stone wall in time. But I didn't. So in hindsight, I should have maybe invested more villages to try and wall more and whatnot. But it was tough because I saw immediately both those golds right next to a hill, and I have Tatters as my opponent. I knew already from the start that if they get there, it's probably over. Was that the strategy since the beginning? No, we wanted to go fast castle on both flanks, but I felt like I couldn't justify that with the map. But if you played every game, you would have won. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? So yeah, that's from our perspective. Obviously, we have to give massive credits to AM. They played great. I think all of them had really good performances. They stuck with the same team the whole series. To summarize, I still... Oh man, this is already a 30-minute video. No, it's a 16-minute video. It's fine, it's fine. To summarize, I think... Wait, was GL wrong decision on go feudal age, or was AM lucky to go full fast castle? I just don't think I could have... If I went fast castle, I think it would have been too risky with my golds. The only other option would be to short wall there and tower up. But when that means they still get the hill, and it still means they get mangonels there, and my tower disappears anyway. I don't know. I think I needed to secure my front second layer of stone walls, maybe something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much the... Again, this happened yesterday. I haven't rewatched the games, so I might change some opinions if I rewatch the games, but I still feel like in the end, I think we had better strategies, we had better draft, and I feel like we should have won, but obviously they won in the end, and they deserve to win because they won. Especially the desert slope is the one that is gonna really pain us, because I think we just had such a clear strategy win there. Savannah as well, I'm not sure. I feel like we were in a good spot there. Donak and Granbara were clear wins for them, so nothing to say there. Granbara maybe if I raid instead of take that bad fight. Who knows? But anyway, that's how it is. Patras mangonels on the map, also very effective. Yeah, but Hera was the one building mangonels first, because he was slabs, right? But yeah, summarizing thoughts. It was a great finals, obviously. 5-4. It's perfect finals for the show. Personally, I feel like best of 9, it's a bit long. It's really hard to play high level, 100% focus, 9 games in a row. And we're all old bucks, right? We're all in our 30s. So it's a bit difficult. I don't know, I feel like I personally don't have the same stamina. It could also be that I'm just in worse shape right now, that I don't feel like I have the same stamina. Yeah, a lot of people ask me about my wrist, if that was the reason I didn't play. My wrist is never great, but that's not the reason I sat out. I sat out because I just felt exhausted. So yeah. Not sure if there's anything else to add. Congratulations to Aftermath, obviously. I think that's a slope as well, what they did when Lyra went fast imp Onager cut into Tato. That was a great move by them. I think they already won the game before that. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's... I just wanted to... Since people are going to ask, I think it's nice to just get a quick video out there and share my thoughts on the finals. Not too upset about it, obviously. To close it out, I feel like we should have probably won this because I think we had better strategies and probably way better preparation going into this. AM, they still probably outplay us on the pure mechanical aspect. But I think also in team games, I think strategies are more important overall. But yeah, they deserve to win. They did great. We're gonna kick ourselves in the nuts, if that's a saying, for a while over 1 or 2 of these big mistakes. But it is what it is. I think 5-4 was a great conclusion to Battle of Africa. And if there's another edition, we'll do our best to win again. Yeah, I think that's it.